Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Good evening, lovely people. Hope you're well and welcome back to another Monday night live show. As always, when we get behind the mic, please make sure that you subscribe, comment, and like, people. Another eventful day. It seems like even when we're not in the news, we are still in the news. Typical Liverpool, eh? So we are going to be speaking about the elephant in the room, that is Manchester City. But also we have to look at what's going on in our own house at the moment, and it's bad at Liverpool at the moment. Another appalling loss at the weekend. In my opinion, put the nail in the coffin for top four. So we're going to dissect that as well. I think we can't start anywhere else but Manchester City. So news broke today that after a 4-year investigation by the Premier League, Manchester City have breached on over 100 accounts apparently, and this is set to really ramp up and see what happens next. Now, obviously, we covered what happened to Man City a couple of years ago, and for lack of a better term, they bust case. Not because they were found innocent, but because the time actually elapsed on the time needed to actually bring the case to proceedings. This time, there is no limit on how long is needed, but also Manchester City can't appeal this through the
Court of Arbitration.
Court of Arbitration of Sports, I believe it is.
Yeah. CAS, yeah.
Now, I know in particular our channel has been called out a lot for being salty towards Manchester City because we keep on finishing second to them, are very close as well. But I think we've always been quite, consistent with our approach on this channel in terms of we've always thought that they've been a bit dodgy. But one thing I do want to say, guys, before we get into this in depth, this is Manchester City, the club. Banter is on the table for our rival fans, as always. So I'll see a couple of you mentioned Daps. I've had a few back and forths with a couple of people on Twitter. Banter is all good. What I will say, let's not get personal with any Man City fans. Like, they're not in control of what their club does. Banter's all good. Like, we can have little memes and stuff like that. That's all calm. But let's not get personal with any Manchester City fans. They've not cheated themselves. They are part of a club that has been cheating, it seems. So, Matt, when this news broke, what was the first thing you thought, bro?
My first thing was like,
run us our trophies.
But yeah, firstly, I was like, I knew it. I just knew it. But I thought I would never see this day, so to speak, in terms of, Man City just forgetting to lock up their laptop. Like, I'll be honest, bro. Over 100 breaches or something like that, bro. That is crazy. And I didn't even read the full document. I just obviously just took out what I needed from it, the important parts, which is they have been found for breaching financial fair play, the whole heap of stuff. And not only that, yeah, I'll just say this. You see, when I always say to you, Kyle, like all the time, like God always brings things to the forefront, like always shows kind of thing. I'm not trying to say this is the work of God, but what I'm saying is that, in my opinion, if you try and hide something at some point, it could be tomorrow, it could be whenever, it will always show up at some point. You can't hide things forever. And if this is the case, they're in a whole heap of trouble, and rightly so. I just want to say this, first things first. I've seen a lot of Man City fans, and rightly so, banter us or whatever, and rival teams say, Liverpool want Premier League titles that weren't theirs, rare tear tear. Let me just put it into perspective. Man City, as things stand right now, have been accused of cheating. If they are found out to be guilty, of course, Liverpool or whoever was in second place should have won the trophies. Do you know why? Because the same thing should happen in any sport. 100-meter race. If a person wins that race, then they later find out that they took a substance or whatever to help them run faster. that person will get stripped of their award and it will go to the next person. Now, however that next person takes it in second place, that's up to them. Oh, I only won because of X, Y, and Z. However, still doesn't change the fact of the person in first cheated and they're not allowed first place anymore. So if Man City did cheat, because again, it looks like they have. There's nothing that says they definitively have yet. Because remember, this is going to go back and forth now, Carl, for a while.
Yeah.
Until a lot of things happen. I do think there's something there. There's a lot of things that I think that didn't make sense, and we was talking about it before, earlier on today. I think you told me in it. You were like, during
for years, bro.
But mainly, what was the one that you said that stood out for you? Was it during the pandemic when they recorded?
Yeah, they were the only club to make a profit in the pandemic.
Like what? Like how are you doing that? Like no one's trading. You know what I mean? How are you and you got companies that don't have managers, companies that don't have employees on, like, come on, man. Like, I don't know, innit? But again, I can't sit here and say definitively, but I am pretty strongly certain that something has definitely transpired over the years when it comes to Man City. So yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you. And another thing is, I get it, like they've not been quote unquote proven guilty yet, but I don't think you have to be massively clued up in the business world or finance or anything. If something looks really bad and there's no justification towards it, it kind of probably is really bad. Like the fact that they've shown that there's companies that they've been set up, but there's no turnover, there's no staff, there's nothing. It's a null and void company, but this company's pumping money into Manchester City. They're making more revenue than Real Madrid, guys. Like, I have to put this in perspective. Real Madrid have won how many Champions Leagues in the last decade? How many league titles in the last decade? They are one of two of the juggernauts in Spanish football. They are the biggest club in the world, bar none, and have been since God knows when. And you're turning over more than Real Madrid. And again, this is no shade, but you're not filling your stadium. You ain't winning Champions Leagues. You've won league titles, granted. You don't have a fan base that's worldwide. Where's the money coming from? How are you getting the money? How is this not basic? How are people not seeing that this just doesn't add up? Like from as young as I've been, as old as I am, from as young as I've been, I always remember people going, one day I want to play for Real Madrid. Real Madrid, my dream club. Sometimes it's Barcelona, but it's usually Real Madrid. Again, no disrespect, I've never heard anyone say that about Manchester City. How are they turning over this sort of money? How are they turning over this sort of profit? How are they making a profit during COVID, but no other team is? You're making more money than Man United.
Than us. Yeah. This is, bro, listen, some of these, and you know what's so crazy? Obviously, again, it's allegations, but I think it was the Times, a big report in the Times, or it might have been someone else saying like how a lot of these companies that are sponsoring them, bro, it all links back to the owner.
Of course.
The owner himself. Man's sponsoring himself, bro. One of them ones, because he's got the money to do so. But again, this is allegedly. This isn't factually. Just gonna put it out there for anyone trying to clip me up. This is allegedly. Whether that's happening or not, I don't know. One thing I do know is that it's going to be interesting to find out what happens from all of this, because if I'm not mistaken, Cal, Pep Guardiola did say, if they have lied to me, I will walk.
All right. Again, not even to be shady, Matt. But all right. I was going to break it down as simple as possible, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
Let's say I'm living at home with my miss. Me and my missus and my two kids live at the house, yeah?
Yeah.
You know me as a person, how I am.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really into like the Gucci's and the Louis and stuff like that.
You just want apple juice and some food in your blend.
yeah.
Straight.
Yeah, you know me. Let's say, for example, bro, and you know how I don't like spending frivolously just for the sake of it. Like I do like nice things like everyone else, but I'm not willing to just pay stupid money for stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm quite calculated when it comes to buying things as well. Bro, let's be real, yeah? if you saw me, let's say me, you, and Drift met up every week, and you see how I meet up with you guys now, just normal.
Yeah.
If let's say in a month's time, I come to meet you guys, and all we're doing is going to play a game of pool. I'm wearing full Louis Vuitton tracksuit, brand new car. Then the week later, full Gucci tracksuit, a newer car, and you're like, "Oh, right, Cal, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just renting these cars?" I'm like, "No. I purchased this one as well as the one last week." You're like,
Do you know what I would
Cal.
say? I would say, why didn't you bring mine in? Because obviously you're on stuff. You're a different guy. You're on stuff. But where's these? No, it's true. No, you're right.
But imagine Matt, I turn around and say, "Oh, brother, I'm still doing what I normally do. I'm just doing my 9 to 5 on Kop-Ish." And then you're just gonna be, and then you look at my little ones and they're fully dripped out. My missus got a brand new car as well. We're just driving brand new matching Mercedes for the joke of it. But I ain't got a new job, and I'm still doing
you would
Kopish
know
with you
something's
guys.
up. Yeah, you would know something's
You'd
up.
be like,
100%.
Cal, what are you doing, Cal? Like, have you won the lottery? No, I won the lottery, bro. Come on, man. I'm just grinding like you, man. I'm just grinding like you, man. Like, you'd be like, Cal, bro, whatever you're doing, just don't get caught or stop doing
facts.
it.
I'll be like, bro, whatever it is that clearly you're not gonna tell me and bring mine in, just be careful in it.
But the reason I use that example, my missus is gonna be seeing all of this. What do you not think she's gonna be sitting there going, Cal's on stuff? Cal's doing something.
Of course.
You think Pep Guardiola don't see and hear all of what's going on? But now all of us, like, I'm not being funny. He said that to protect his image. Yeah, he's not stupid.
Do you know what?
He's come out and defended the owner several times.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. This is my thing, and this is not me defending him. He's just a manager. 100%, he's gonna know like some things, but I don't think he's gonna know everything. And you know what? If I'm being honest, you haven't really got time to. And because I reckon if he sat down and really thought about how everything has come to this point right here, I think he would have not a panic attack. That's disrespectful, but he'd have like. He'll probably get like some anxiety or something, bro. Because he'll be like, he wouldn't even know what to do. Because he'll be like, all this money to buy Grealish, £100 million, Stones. He'll start going back. But he knows. I think what it is, he knows stuff is happening, but I don't think he understands how much. Let me tell you this, Cal. You see in Power, yeah, and that's a bit different. But you see,
Tasha knew what was happening,
but Tasha didn't know everything. Did Ghost tell her everything?
Not everything, but she knew he was on stuff, though.
He was on stuff, but she didn't know how much.
No, but that's because she decided she wanted to turn a blind eye because she was happy with the lifestyle.
All right, then.
Because I'll be real, Matt. If you or Drift started coming around to my house and just on a different vibe, I'll be like, God, I need to speak to you. Like, I need to know what you're actually on. Because if someone comes to my house, either one looking for trouble or I get nicked because they've seen me with you, I need to know the full story. I can't be in prison potentially dropping the soap for a next man, bro.
Of course, but Guardiola is gonna do the whole. I didn't know about it, but
of course he will.
But I just think he knows, or he knows of some things. I don't think he knows everything. And to be honest, he doesn't need to know everything. Remember, when you're like, we use Ghost as an example again from Power. Ghost, obviously, his best friend was Tommy. But remember, Ghost still had things that he even kept from Tommy.
Yeah.
He told him an outline and a blueprint, but there's always certain things he kept close to his chest. Yeah? It's the same thing with a business. It seems like, well, any millionaire, billionaire that owns a business, they have their circle, and they know within that circle what they can and can't do and things they will and will not do. And I think with Guardiola, he probably gets told what he just needs to be told, innit? And he's just got to deal with that. And you're right, I think he does know some stuff, but he's not going to know everything, innit? And that's not to kind of defend him. I just think he just won't know everything. But you're right, if he's got common sense, he knows what time it is, innit? So precisely. I hear that as well.
What, in your opinion, should happen next for Man City if they're found guilty? I'll caveat that if they're found guilty.
If they're found guilty, I know this is gonna. I don't even know why I was gonna say harsh because they would have cheated. If they have been found guilty, the title should be stripped. They actually should be stripped. That's firstly. you would naturally award it to whoever was in second place.
We're gonna come to that bit.
Yeah.
What else? What else in terms of punishment?
I think they should also get a transfer ban of 2 years as well, and I think they should get a hefty fine. When I say hefty fine, in fact, the fine won't do anything. They've got too much money. It has to be something sporting. So, all right, cool. If they've been doing this since 2008 or something like that, or something. Was it 2008, 2009? All right, I'm gonna say they might even have to get relegated. And a transfer ban.
To which tier of football, though?
I would say. What happened to Juve? What did Juve get? They just went down one division, innit? Serie B.
Yeah.
So they go down to.
But it wasn't this amount of charges.
No, but do you know what it is though? Man City are so rich. Anything. Here's the thing. Let's say we relegate them. The players would want to go out. So what I would do is I would make that ban come into play at a certain point, because what I want to do, it's gonna sound bad, man, but it is what it is. I want to hurt the club. If you want to hurt the club in a sense of like make them pay for what they did, you kind of need to let some of them players need to go in it, so they're left with kind of like the people that want to stay there. Because if you put that transfer ban in straight away for the summer, remember that's no in or outs. That means people are stuck there. It doesn't help. You know when people say, "Oh, the club can't afford to have these players in," but Man City can do that like 10 times over. So that's one thing I'd say is I'll give them like until August or something. Then the transfer ban comes into play, so at least the players that went out can get out, and then they're left with whoever's there. That would be a real test of who really loves that football club. That'd be a real test. But yeah, man, like I don't know, it's a bit annoying because they're one of the very few teams, or if not, yeah, they're one of the only teams that can withstand any type of financial punishment, bro.
Literally.
Do you get what I'm saying? It's actually frustrating. So it's like, unless you actually relegate them like 2-3 divisions and basically get them to restart their club, so to speak, maybe that's how you hurt them. Because I can't lie to you, if it was like 1 year, or dare I say it too, I'd actually be like, strip them of the titles, bring them back to the championship, and give them a transfer ban. But bro, when I saw the document, the document was like that. Well, when they had the yearly thing, bro, it was like 6-7 years in contention.
Yeah, it's mad.
What? Basically, they said they don't care. They said they don't care.
So you mentioned one thing about stripping titles. Naturally, there's 2 ways around going this. You strip the titles and those seasons become null and void, or those titles go to second place.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Now, we know how many times we finished behind Man City. You know what my answer is going to be, so I've got to ask you. If Liverpool Football Club were awarded Premier Leagues for the times they finished behind City due to the breaches, how would you feel?
I'll be like, tough luck on City, but yeah, we deserved it because we done it the right way in the fair way. I don't care about them. Why would listen? If you cheat, you should get punished. And not only that, Liverpool fans have a right to be like, we done it all the right way. We done it fair and square. Like all rival fans saying things like, you man are reaching Man City, even though they cheated, like you lot shouldn't get it. I'm sorry, bro. How can you null and void the people that actually went about things the right way? Imagine this. Imagine this now in a different scenario. I'm being punished. So say someone else cheats. Yeah, say I'm running the Olympics again, Carl. I don't know why I keep using the Olympics.
Yeah. It's a good way to
and the person in first took drugs, and that person, they said, right, we're not involved in the whole tournament, that race. I'll be like, hold on a minute. So I trained all that time, putting all that hard work, but because he cheated, I shouldn't win that. Nah, because I won, but I came second, but I would have been first if there wasn't cheating. And I know it's different because I'm using an individual sport, but I'm just giving you an example, people, as like something that's like very competitive and something that can affect you directly, and it's not your fault. And that's why I will be really, really annoyed if they say null and void the season. How can they null and void the season when you've got bro? Do you know? We're in this decline right now for all the hard work that we've had to chase running after them from 13, 14. How about that? And that's because they've been cheating. Imagine the levels that they were at. When I say levels, they haven't been taking performance enhancement drugs. But what I'm saying is maybe they wouldn't have had the squad to compete with that we had to go against.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because some of these things, when you look back at it, Cal, don't make sense. Mangala signing for 50 million, but then they can just write it off. Pep Guardiola walking straight in and then spending like 250, 300 million. But they're not breaching financial fair play because they've made, I don't know, their revenue that they brought in is so crazy. It's more than Man United's. Like, I just think we have to be fair. Because I'll be honest, if we got done for cheating, I can't say nothing. I'll be like, bro, you know what? We cheated, whatever punishment that we have to take. What, 6 years in succession, Cal? How would you feel about that? Imagine that if they void it. How would you feel if they void it?
I'd feel disgusted. I'm gonna be real with you. The only thing that I would feel bitter about us receiving those titles is that we weren't able to celebrate those titles.
Agreed.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
In terms of, I see fans saying the banter's going to be crazy or it might be a bit weird or nah, not for me. Not for me. Absolutely not. What? Steven Gerrard finally gets that Premier League trophy. That Premier League winners medal. Yeah, I'm good for that.
100%.
Klopp gets 3 Premier Leagues now. I'm good for
bro.
that. That changes the narrative, innit?
Do you want to know how crazy this one is, Cal? We was talking about before. We would have been unbeaten in the 18-19 season, was it? Because they were the only team that beat us in the league. So we would have been invincible, and we would have won. Bro, are you? I kid you. When I think about that now, if they get found guilty, you better give that to us.
I want it all.
The team that all jokes aside, people,
and the League Cup in 2016. I want that as well.
Yeah, the team that done everything the right way, grafted like hell. Right now we're basically what do we call it? We're basically a shadow of ourselves now from all that hard work that we put in from them years there. You can't do that to us and say the things null and void, don't count. Bruv, if I hear that, it's the same thing and the same people that were saying about during obviously the COVID era where we won a league in COVID and people saying we should they should what was it? Because we were winning the league and we were about to win it. They should get rid
null and void it for COVID.
Null and void it. Like, no, why do it just because it's us? I'm sick and tired of that, man. Nah, man.
Yeah, I mean, until it happened, I don't know how shameless I'd be. Like, that's just me being honest. I'm going to be shameless. I just don't know how shameless I will be. But I've watched my team struggle to go up against teams that are cheating. Like, imagine you train for 100 meters or you train for a fight and the person you're fighting or racing against is taking steroids or performance enhancing drugs. Like, how are you going to feel? But you've done everything the right way. You're checking what you're putting in your system and you're training hard, and all these lot are doing are popping pills and getting a head start on everyone. It's like, it's not right, man.
You're right. It's not right. It's not right, man.
Now, how this relates to Liverpool, we'll have at least an extra 2 Premier League trophies, maybe 3, and then we would also have a League Cup trophy as well. That means Klopp would either have 3 or 4 Premier Leagues extra League Cup trophy.
Yeah, and
where does that stand him? And also, does that change the narrative for FSG? Give me 1 sec, bro.
Yeah, of course, bro. People, I'll say this, yeah. If we get awarded those Prems, that changes a lot. It changes Klopp's legacy. And you want to know something as well? I know they haven't. It's different because I'm talking like they've used performance enhancements in it. They haven't. But if you're, and again, I'm going to say allegedly because we genuinely don't know. We're only saying if this was true. But if you're baking the books, yeah, and you're doing all that kind of nonsense, it might not be because I saw your comment, big up, bro. I know it's not match fixing Wino, but it's still just as bad because remember, behind the scenes are just as important as well. Like, you're basically like, you're creating a narrative that's not even there. Like, that's not true. So all the money that you're spending is cool because you've basically written down on a piece of paper when you send it off, yeah, we've done X amount. That is blatant cheating, bro. like do you know what I mean? You're supposed to be honest about these things. And again, like for Jurgen Klopp, I think we already know he's a legend, regardless of what's happening now. We will always, see him as a legend. He'll be obviously. I don't even, in a weird way, it doesn't change anything. I think it changes things for other people, for the outsiders that would go, right, you know what? Klopp had to go up against that team that was cheating year after year. Oh, Klopp is a bad man. Whereas we kind of just said it as, listen, I know we didn't win, but Klopp is a bad man anyway. And we had them little suspicions of it, like, wow, these man just seem to just like land on their feet for everything.
It weren't suspicions. It was
strong allegations. That's why I just want to say
out for time.
Yeah, and I just want to say strong allegations because again, I don't want to, because they are allegations. Remember, nothing is. But again, I will say this: even if somehow they get away with it, yeah, I can't lie to you. 100 counts, bruh. Nah, seriously. But again, they're the one team in the world, Cal, that if they had lawyers, they're the one team in the whole world that could unfortunately succeed in a case like this,
Yeah.
But they're so powerful. I hate to say it. I don't want to say too much, but they're powerful, bro.
Yeah, it's true.
So, yeah.
In terms of the ownership, now, one thing that's been happening today is a lot of people, I don't want this to turn into top Reds versus non-top Reds debate or anything like that, but a lot of people have come out and said, look what Man City's owners are doing. Careful what you wish for with your next set of owners. Does this make you look at FSG in any different light, potentially? Because let's be honest, we again have been very vocal how we feel about FSG. If there's one thing we can say is we never sit there when the accounts are done and think, are we going to see anything dodgy or any dodgy dealings? Maybe they've taken stuff out of the club for themselves, but we've never ever sat there and thought, our leads are cooking the books to make it look like we're making more than all that. Does it make you look at FSG any more different now, bro?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't change anything for FSG. And not only that, it doesn't change how I feel about getting your owners. And again, I'm going to stress this one more time. I have no problems getting owners from whatever country they are from, bro. I have no problems. You want to know why? Because as long as those owners have their heart in the right place and they love Liverpool and they're willing to try and do things the right way and the best way, I have no issue, bro. 100%, I got no issues. So one thing I don't like is people will say things like you just said, like, this Middle East, like, they've been caught up with allegations with Man City, and people go, these are owners that you want. Well, obviously not if they're found guilty. And secondly, why does everyone have to be Sheikh Mansour and his entourage? I'm sorry, what? Since when are they all the same? Why are we doing this whole stereotyping thing? We got to stop doing that. Everyone is an individual. Facts, and people are different. Like, it's kind of frustrating that I think people just think, oh, well, they're from this part of the world, so therefore we know they're gonna do that. No, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Don't be silly. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Everyone is an individual. We're all put on this earth for different reasons. We're all individuals. You can't put one group of people and say, they all do the same thing. We can't do that, man. So that's why I strongly feel that wherever the bid comes from, Cal, as long as they've got the financial revenue to back us and they love the club and they have our best interests at heart, I have no issue where they're from, bro. No issue whatsoever.
Another thing to add on to that as well is people straight away going, careful what you wish for and all that. Liverpool wouldn't have to cook books. The revenue speaks for itself. We wouldn't have to cook. We wouldn't have to cheat. We wouldn't have to cook the books.
And why is that, Cal?
Because we are a global giant club. Like, we wouldn't have to cook books. We wouldn't have to cheat. We wouldn't have to do those things. Would the owners have to put money in for players now and again? Yeah, they would. But that's part of the FFP. Like, and I used this as an example earlier. If we had owners last season or in the summer just gone, who said, "Look, there's 100 million here. Spend it how you want." And I'm not saying they didn't, by the way, because I know there are conflicting reports with where a Klopp wanted a midfielder and all that. Let's say there was 100 mil there, and they said, "Look, there's 100 mil. Go and get yourself a couple players. Maybe get a midfielder and a winger." That's all we'd have needed, and we'd have been nowhere near to breaching FFP. We'd have been nowhere near to doing anything dodgy in terms of dealings. But imagine we signed 2 top quality players last summer. Imagine it was Moussa Diaby and Mateus Nunes we signed, for example, or Musa Diaby and Basuma. We're not sitting here in 10th right now, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
We're not sitting there in 10th. We're sitting here quite healthy in the league.
Agreed. And again, like, I think
So
I don't want people to kind of use this to cloud our judgment over even FSG as well, because some people also look at it and go, yeah, do you know what? Yeah, this is why I can't have owners from this part of the world, you know, because no, this is just reportedly these owners. Reportedly these owners, not every owner, these particular owners. Yeah. Like, and again, it's like, we know what our club is about, heritage. We know what our club can generate. There's a reason why we have record turnover with business people, owners, FSG that are very good business people, but they're not as rich as other owners, but they're very shrewd. But do you want to know what sells itself? Liverpool, the name, nothing else. So you can be shrewd, you can be rich, but it's the name. And that's one thing that Liverpool, Man United, and dare I say it, like Arsenal and Newcastle. You see, like Heritage, like Newcastle, that team. Oh, there's only one team in Newcastle. It's Newcastle. Arsenal, obviously, in fact, I'll even put Chelsea in there to a degree. I say to a degree, but there's heritage there that the club will always sell itself. Man City have been playing catch up for years.
yeah,
Even if they win, and this is the joke, and we said this from years ago. We said even if Man City was to take over the league and win how many leagues in a row, I don't think people understand how far they are behind in terms of heritage and prestige and honors. They are so far behind. It's crazy. They'd have to win for the next like 20, not 20 years, but like 15 years, like kind of thing, so to speak. So I just think you have to give those teams that have, and I'm not discrediting Man City, but I'm just saying there's other teams that, you know, you look at their prestige and their history, like they're above Everton, they're above, like even they'll say even Leeds United, like they're above Nottingham Forest, bro. There's teams that are above that got bigger heritage and they kind of sell themselves. Man City, I think, in my opinion, have had to really play catch up, and they've tried to do catch up the fastest way possible. And there's only one way you can do that, allegedly. That's my favorite word of the day, people. You hear me say it a lot still.
yeah. Another thing as well, just on the flip side of that, is I think the buzzword around ownership has been no more Americans, no more Yanks. That's got to stop as well, because what Matt says before, what he said before regarding judging the demographic, it goes both ways. We've had stinky American owners. That doesn't mean all American owners are stinky.
Agreed.
So if we get American owners tomorrow, but let's say it was a Steve Ballmer or a Todd Bowley type of character, we're not going to be sitting there saying Americans are stinky owners. All they do is this and that. Because look, and I'm not even saying the Glazers are good owners. They're far from good owners. But really and truly, when you break it down, Glazers spend money on transfers without cheating as well. That's the caveat, without cheating. Todd Bowley, we're seeing him spend a bag of money now. Again, we may see in a few years' time that might be a little bit suspicious as well. But as things stand right now, they ain't cheating. So I can't call them
right
that.
now they haven't. And they're doing that thing out where they're spreading over the contract over 8 years and things like that.
Exactly. So they found a loophole. So we have to drop this narrative that just because someone comes from a particular country, that automatically they're bad. Like that's got to stop. We wouldn't do that with footballers. We've had Brazilians play for the club who aren't very good, and we've had Brazilians play for us who are very good. If we're linked to a Brazilian tomorrow, we don't turn around and go, all Brazilian players are dead, or we look at the player for what they are, and then we judge them based on that. So I think we've got to really have a shift in mentality in the fan base, both for who could be coming in and who we have now. Like, we can't just tar people with the same brush. We've got to be better than that. So remains to be seen what happens with Man City. I'm very intrigued.
Same. Do you know what it is, though? That I know that's going to be the most frustrating thing. The news broke today, bro. I don't think, and I could be wrong, by the way, I don't think we're going to get a clear-cut answer for at least over a year's time. There's going to be a lot of back and forth with lawyers. I know they can't appeal to the court of arbitration of sport, but I think they can appeal to that. What's that? Is it there's one court that just overrules, I can't remember the name of it, but basically I think there's another court that they can appeal to, I think. Not only that, bro, they'll appeal it because they want to get it suspended. So what will happen is, first of all, they'll appeal it. That will get suspended. They'll come back with more evidence potentially. Man City will come with their defense. It will keep getting. I can just see it going on a bit. I don't know why. And it's going to be really frustrating because we would like, an answer within the year. These things take time. That's it. UK Supreme Court. Yeah. I think they might go there, and then it'll be a battle, bro. Like I said before, Man City are the one club. If someone's gonna bust case, it's them, man.
Yeah, in theory.
In theory. Oh yeah, because financially, bro, you can't mess with them.
Yeah.
I think only PSG can mess with them and Newcastle. There's only 2 other clubs in the world, like financially, that can rock up to them and say, "Yo, behave yourself."
This is a 4-year investigation. Though. This isn't something that's only been factored over the last month, though. So how
long is it gonna take? Yeah.
No, I hear that, but the Premier League could be sitting there thinking, "We've got you hook, line, and sinker. Find a way of getting out of this." Because if they do find a way of getting out of this, this is the biggest bust case we've ever seen.
But I'm not only that. I'll tell you this is why I feel like something has to happen. If they're bust case, they're making a mockery of the Premier League because the Premier League would have brought up a case for 4 years, write out some big statement, all for someone to say, "Don't worry about your statement." Bro, the Premier League would have had to have been 100% sure when you deep it. Yeah. But if they send an investigation that's like, "Oh, over the last 6 months, we've seen Man City breach." You're like, "All right, cool. 6 months ago, they breached." Bro, this is 4 years.
Yeah, it's as big as it gets.
Hold on a minute, bro. That means in 2019, that means during the pandemic, they had man on the computer,
Yeah.
Crunching them numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm saying.
Marty from Ozark, bro.
Yeah.
Marty from Ozark. All right, before we move to the next section, thoughts and prayers to everyone in Turkey, anyone who's got any relatives in Turkey, etc.
Yeah.
Horrible, and Syria, by the way, as well. Horrible news that came out today. Been conflicting reports on Christian Atsu. Prayers for him as well, prayers for his family. So, yeah, just let's all be mindful of that. Football's big in our hearts, in our minds, but there's always something out there a bit bigger that's happening outside of football.
Real. Yeah, indeed.
Right, now we move back onto Liverpool Football Club.
Oh gosh, can we just keep talking about Man City and then just go home, or just like?
I wish we could, bro. First and foremost, shout out to you and Monts for the game review.
Yeah,
before anyone asks, no, I was not avoiding the game on purpose. I had some family get-togethers. It just, believe me, I didn't get away with it. I had family members telling me to set up my laptop and jump on Kopish. We want to have a laugh. Like, it was rough that day. Liverpool lost 3-0 to Wolves. Not the first time we've lost 3-0 this season away, but it better be the last time. Matt, what the hell is going on at our club now?
When we
I
thought,
can hear you, by the way.
Yeah, that's cool. When you thought it couldn't get any worse, it just got worse. Yeah. For some stupid reason, I predicted we might just win 2-1. We are a team that literally have no confidence. It doesn't even matter about how much quality you have. If you don't have confidence, there's actually no point. Bro, the confidence is so bad. You got man like John Matip question himself. You got people like it's just Cody Gakpo looks like he's doing that work experience. Nunes is the one that's fighting, but the quality is lacking. It's lacking. It is lacking, bro.
Yeah.
Salah is the one that you look at and think, yo, Mo, we need you now. Like, we need you, bro. We need you to step up and take us out of this rut. And maybe Mo can't do nothing, bro. Mo is looking like he's a new signing, like he's trying to settle in. Thiago looks like he doesn't even know what to do. He has the highest footballing IQ in Liverpool, in my opinion, highest
Yeah,
footballing IQ. Fam, the IQ is meaty.
it's wavering.
Naby Keita, for all the industrious stuff, it's just not gonna be. It's just not. We're over it now. It's over. Basetic being tigerish and tenacious, trying to do his thing, but then also getting a yellow card early in the game. Like, it's just like it's not his fault. He's young, but he's over trying, so to speak. I think he's over trying to impress because we're in a bad run of form. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I mean, I don't think he was the worst player, but again, like you said, Carl, I think he relies heavily too much on his wand of a right foot. I think he just knows that it's like he don't even want to run anymore. When he gets the ball, people, I kid you not, he will look up and go, I need to just spray this and try and get the perfect pass. Joe Gomez, I think
sorry to cut you, Matt. Is that tactics?
We're gonna get onto that. I'm talking to you about individuals quickly. Gomez, well, we're talking about Matt. Gomez needs to get taken out of the lineup. Just take him out. When we say bad form, he is the epitome of our form. Like Joe Gomez. Like if there's one person, it's him. Robbo defensively, all right, but attacking wise, bro, like sometimes I think these ain't the same holograms that we're using inside training, bro.
Yeah.
Like the lighting is different, the green screen ain't there. I don't know what you're seeing. So then you look at the tactics and you go, okay, 4-3-3. We've played this how many times now? Everyone kind of knows their role. The problem is that the people that know their role didn't play last season. Gakpo went there last season. Nunes went there last season. And they're two people in the attack that you think, okay, it has to really work, has to really click. Bro, we are in such bad form that I thought to myself that Klopp will change tactically and from a formation point to try and hide our deficiencies. Bro, I kid you not, people in the chat could put together an 11 themselves. So Marque, Snake Eyes, who's there? Abdus, Troudy, Joe D. You man could put together 11 and cause Liverpool problems. I kid you not. We could. We'll join you as well. That is how easy it is to play against Liverpool. Do you want to know why? Because we would be confident and they wouldn't be. People think I'm crazy. I kid you not. Cal, when there's no confidence in football, it's actually kind of pointless. Like literally, you overthink. Your decision making is very poor. You're just not on it, and no one is on it. Bro, the only person that's been on it for the last couple of weeks was Ibu, and he is injured. He was the one person. And do you want to know what else?
Ali as well, to be fair.
And Ali, do you want to know what else? Do you remember when people used to say things like, like you can tell how good a defender is when he's not playing with Van Dijk? Ibu, for me, is the only one that's ever passed that test in the last year. He's the only one. Actually, to be fair, Matip did last year at the beginning. But you see now, we're seeing a true reflection of these defenders of where they are just right now. So when you haven't got Virgil to look to, when you know man's not there, what are you saying? Bro, we're in a whole heap of mess. I can't see it getting better. There's no transfer window in sight. I don't know how the confidence is going to get back. The only way we kind of get back to winning ways, Kai, in my opinion, we have to change formation to hide our deficiencies. We have to front it, basically. So you see the 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, Cal, the same group of players are playing, but we have to hide our deficiencies very well because people can see it, bro. It's out there for people to see. Do you remember when we used to say to Liverpool, people do low block? But they don't low block, they press.
Yeah. They fight fire with fire now.
But they press. We were the pressing machines.
Yeah.
We used to counter press.
Yeah.
Now people counter the counter press to counter our press. That press is the counter.
Yeah. We get out pressed every game.
Every game they squeeze the pitch. And then we just oh, sugar, give the ball to Thiago. Thiago, do something. Thiago kicks it out of play. Oh, flip shit, Thiago. But watching Liverpool is really depressing. I can't lie to you. It's got to a point, Cal, where when the first goal goes in, I'm like, we ain't winning the game.
Yeah.
We're not winning the game. No. Honestly, you see, last year, people, when we used to, if we ever could see that, I'd be like, but I ain't worried. I ain't worried about nothing. There's nothing to be worried about, bro.
Do you know how bad
How
it
do
was?
you? What would
I
you?
was-
Just quickly.
yeah, go on.
How are you feeling with Liverpool right now? Be honest. How are you feeling, bro?
I can't be too honest.
Okay. What can you say on this microphone that won't get you in trouble? That honesty.
Disgusted,
Yep.
appalled, shame, annoyed. Sorry. Now those hit the word numb. Like going into games now, I don't feel excited. I'm just like, oh, I've got to watch because it's Liverpool, and I love the team. But I know it's gonna. It's like, do you know what it's like? It's like watching Roy Jones Jr. box after he's been knocked out. You know what's coming.
Yeah.
You love Roy Jones Jr. You know for a round or two he's gonna be good fun, but you know he's gonna get knocked out.
Yeah.
And he's getting beaten by opponents who would never have touched him in his prime. He's getting knocked out. We're getting knocked out by people that we shouldn't even be. They shouldn't even have a right to lay a hand on us, but we're getting knocked out. And we're getting knocked out early nowadays as well.
Yeah, we are.
It's appalling. It's devastating going from where we were this time last year. We were in everything, in a race for everything, excited but anxious, nervous, all the feelings that are meant to come with football. We had this time last year. Now it's like I can't speak to a Liverpool fan without them saying I can't wait till this season's over. Like we're in February, we still got a long way to go in the season. We've only just reached the halfway mark in the league. We've got a long way to go, and we want it to be over with.
We're in the trenches, bro, and I just feel like if I'm being genuinely honest, you know, sometimes you'll sit there and go, "Nah, we'll get better." I can't tell you when we'll get better. I'm being genuinely honest when I say this, people. It's not gonna get any better. I'll be honest. I don't know why I think so harshly, but I think it's because the manager looks broken, even though he's saying he's the right man in charge. That's not doubting his tenacity to try and get us there, but he's broken. The players are clearly broken. The tactics are broken. All that's left to be broken is for us to break. Bro, we're just broken. There's no, I don't know how, like, someone goes, how do you fix Liverpool? There's no quick fix, and that's another thing. There's no quick fix. You can't just, what you think if we even change formation that we even just going to start winning games? We might win a game.
Yeah.
But we might not win games.
That's the killer as well. It's like top 4 was very achievable at the beginning of the month, or should I say the beginning of January? Very achievable. Now it's not even close. We're not getting top 4 now.
We're not, bro. I'll be honest with you. Big man,
we won't even get top 6.
I don't know if we'll get top 10.
Yeah,
big man thing. I'm being genuinely honest. No, sorry. We'll be between 8th and I think 8th. No, we'll be between 7th and 10th. Sorry, that's a bit extreme. Between 7th and 10th, because we'll win the odd game or so, but we just won't be back.
I mean, we say that though, and look, I've got to bring it back to the manager. I know FSG, they're the root of the issues. I do know that, but at the same time, Klopp is doing up a madness still. Like, no Carvalho. What does Nat Phillips have to do? Or should I say, what did the other centre backs have to do to be dropped for Nat Phillips to start?
Yeah.
Changing formations, one thing, but if you change the tactics, you haven't. Like, what is really going on? Like, and Mons made a good statement the other day. He said, we're Klopp in, but what do we answer when people go, why are you still Klopping? No, the question is no longer us going to Klopp out as going, why are you so mad being a Klopp out? It's now turned to us and being like, God,
why are you still Klopping?
Tell me why you're Klopping.
Yeah.
Logically, without emotion. And
yeah.
we can't. Because again, there's no evidence to say that he can turn this around. There is none, unfortunately. We believe in our hearts that he can because he's been so good for us up till this point.
Yeah.
But there's no evidence to say he can turn it around, especially with the favoritism, the loyalty, and his philosophy. Like, it's scary.
Do you know when I know we were finished? Not finished, but you know when I knew, like, yeah, the wheels have fallen off now. Like, bigger. In fact, you know what I'll say this year? Bigger James Pierce. You want to know why? I don't
Right.
know what's happened between the two of them. I genuinely don't know what article it was or whatever. I genuinely don't know, yeah. But what I know is that in this particular press conference, James Pearce asked him a question, just a genuine question, yeah. Like obviously asking Klopp a hard question, but it wasn't disrespectful. And Klopp just decided to say, just basically decided to just like have a go at James Pearce. I'm not answering that. It's like, bro, like you got all this energy for a reporter who,
For the
bro, James Pearce is just doing his job. You might, if you don't like what he's asking you, fair enough. You could be like, "Oh, James, like, this question here, respect." Like, but it's just a way of going about things. But because we are we're just rattled. He's rattled. Remember when they got Neda Manure for flipping? Have you ever played football before? Like, what?
It's happening a lot. Shoot out
Bro,
Carl. Remember Carl?
he's snapping at bare people. Like, bro, I'm gonna be honest, big man thing. You see, when I was fortunate enough to meet Thiago, what was it like last week or the week before? Yeah, if that Jurgen Klopp, yeah, I kid you not, I think I would have said to him, Jurgen, like, what? Why didn't you buy a midfielder? Do you know? I think Jurgen would have not snapped at me, but he would have been like, he would have given me like a bit of an arsey response, or just be like, or not, or probably even refuse to take a picture. I can imagine him being a bit funky like that. It's like, bro, like, I get it, you're under pressure, but you still have to know how to like go about it, innit?
We're in the toilet at the moment. I can't lie.
Yeah, like
he's not the Klopp that we fell in love with at the moment. He's a completely different person. And like, don't get me wrong. Again, James Pearce, he writes opinion pieces. He has had connections to the club in the past. I don't know how strong those connections still are. But as you said, there's a way to go around it, surely. And do you have this same energy for FSG in the boardroom? Do you have this same energy for Pep Linders? Like, do you have the same energy for Kornmeier? Do you have, or is it just? And another thing as well, I feel like Flacco's been hung out to dry, and I don't really like it. Whenever we say, why can't Klopp say a bit more in press conferences about the spend or FSG, is, Klopp don't operate like that. Why would you want Klopp to throw them under the bus? Klopp don't do that. He's thrown Fabinho under the bus.
What did he say about Fabinho? He's like,
he's not in the team, and he knows why, but he's not it's not connecting right now. But we didn't need to hear all of that. We know what's going on with Fabinho. You didn't need to say it, but why aren't you saying this about Henderson then? Why aren't you saying this about other players?
James Milner, innit?
Why aren't you saying about him? Why aren't you saying about Salah? Why aren't you saying about and remember I said to you, Matt, he seems to be chewing at Fabinho every single game.
Bro, it's mad. But you see this
And remember I said I had a hot take and said I wouldn't be surprised if Fabinho left in the summer. Something seems wrong behind the scenes.
Yeah, I agree. They've had too many.
Sorry to cut you again, Matt.
No,
now though, it's all love, but I hear what you're saying. He got asked about Fab now though. But remember, bro, this is why I don't like what's going on with Klopp at the moment. He's been asked about signing midfielders and FSG and is there funds available? He doesn't answer those questions. So he's picking and choosing which ones he's going to answer. Either you answer them all, you don't answer any.
He's been very strategic. Put like that about. It's almost like he didn't get the midfielders, and he's annoyed about his midfielders not almost proving him right that they still got it, or whatever it is. Like he's disappointed at them and really annoyed at them. Because I'll be honest, Carl, when you actually deep it, Basetic, Thiago, and Naby have played, I think, 3 games in a row now. And I'll be honest, I actually thought at some point we'll see the return of the usual suspects, and that's Jordan Henderson and even potentially Fabinho as well, and even James Milner, and we haven't seen that. You can clearly see he's absolutely seething, bro. And don't get me wrong, I'm not even trying to say you can't even criticize the players for not playing well, players like Fabinho, for example. But one thing I'm even going to say this, just to kind of even help Fabinho as well. Fabinho, who's been the only natural DM in the club from when he signed, he's only ever had help when Jordan Henderson has played there. And not only that, when Fabinho first played for Liverpool, he had a Gini Wijnaldum was there, who kind of acts as his tag team partner at times, and even maybe a prime Hendo. He doesn't have that anymore because he's got different type of players around him. So now he's been asked to cover a lot more space as well. So I'm not going to lie. Yes, he's lost the yard and he didn't have many yards anyway, but it's mainly also because of our tactics have left him isolated on an island, bro.
Yeah.
He was never supposed to be isolated on an island. We knew that from day one. He was never the fastest, but we knew that his intelligence and his positioning was out of this world. He was crazy, and that's why he was regarded as one of the best DMs. And then Klopp decides to go away from the strengths, leave every man on the island, and say, "Yo, what are you, man?" Because I'll be honest, even Trent hasn't just become a bad defender overnight. It's because Klopp tactically, but we see whether it's, I don't even know if it's Linders, like, or players not even being able to do the things they used to do. Like, for example, the way how we attack Cal, Robert, I wish I had my mat ticks up, but you see when Trent and Robbo go forward, yeah, we normally defend in the back three. You've got Fabinho there, and you've got Van Dijk and whoever next to them,
Yeah.
and then Jordan Henderson kind of tucks in to where Trent is at times. Basically, he'll gauge whether to either go forward or to stay back. We don't even do that anymore. Not only that, I think Henderson has been asked to do something different potentially. Maybe hasn't even got in him to do the box to box thing, because remember Henderson is naturally box to box. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. And it's like, I don't know how he turns this around. I don't know if the players are still playing for him anymore. I'm worried. And we're sitting there talking, we spoke about Pep Guardiola earlier. We could very much be in a situation where Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp aren't at Liverpool and Manchester City come the start of next season.
Yeah, it's not impossible for that to happen.
Like,
not
we
by a
could
long
be
shot,
there.
yeah.
And you look at what Klopp's doing at the moment, and the fact that he's not really changing things in terms of, he's not going for like the low block and playing counter attack, or he's not doing that. He's not doing this, but it's like, it's kind of mad, because it's like what we're doing on the training pitch as well. Like,
do you know what I was gonna say? I don't know if... Go on. Go on.
An article came out about Fabinho the other day as well, saying that even though he's 29 years old, he's played the equivalent of what a 35-year-old would play.
Jeez.
That's not good. And how many times, Matt, have we come on here, me, you, and Drift, and yeah, we might disagree on who we'd bring in and how much we'd spend on the man and stuff like this, and who would be willing to sit on the bench. How many times have we said we need to come away from this mentality of how can you buy someone to sit on the bench? You don't buy someone to sit on the bench. You buy someone who's good enough to start ahead of what you've got, or good enough to challenge who is ahead of that person. We've seen it with Simicast. It raised Robbo's level for a little bit.
Yeah.
But when you're playing players so often that they're 6 years more in the legs than what their actual calendar age is, that's a worry. And we need to change that. We need to have it so we have a squad that he fully trusts, and not just a set of players that he trusts and a few that he'll throw in now and again.
Yeah, people, listen, smash the like button. Over 1,100 and only 100, not even 150 likes. People, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, can we get up to 500, please, guys, in the next 10 minutes, please?
Come on, people.
Please.
I don't know whether you had this on the agenda, bro, for the last thing, but did you know about the article from Melissa Reddy?
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Spoke
gosh.
about Friday. But yeah, we can chop it up now a little bit.
Just all I want to say is just quickly, if that's true, we're finished. Because that stems from within. That's the backroom staff. That's people that have power that shouldn't have power. Like, I'll be honest, bro, that article, and again, like, I'm thinking to myself, I don't even like that this information is even being leaked. Yeah. Do you know what that says? There's bare unrest, you know. That means someone's pulled her to the side and been like, you need to know what's going on. Let me tell you what's going on. Whether that person is like fabricating a bit or over-emphasizing certain things or over-exaggerating, shall I say. But people said, what did she say? All right, cool. So basically, the article was about Jurgen Klopp and the power that he now holds and his henchmen, so to speak. And his henchmen are Quagmire. Yeah, you know Quagmire's people. You know the
Quagmire.
I call him Quagmire. The fitness coach. He's got, apparently he's mini Klopp, basically. He has a lot of power.
Difficult to work with, they said.
Difficult to work with. And not only that, who's the other one? Pep Linders, obviously. They are very, very influential. They're basically very hard to work with, kind of very stubborn. They also put Klopp in that bracket as well. They're Klopp's henchmen. The people that are leaving, for example, Julian Ward, who's this scout? Or sorry,
Ian Graham.
Ian Graham from data research team. Ian Graham has been there from time, and he's one of the reasons is, when it comes to like Michael Edwards and the data research and
they said they're leaving. They said they're leaving because they don't feel they can do their job anymore.
They don't feel they can do their job because they basically feel like the others just want to do their thing. I can't lie to you. There's no smoke without fire. If people put a 1 in a signing, if Gakpo just screams Pep Linders and it just goes away from Julian Ward, Michael Edwards, for me, it just screams Pep Linders. Like, not even Klopp screams it to the head, to the heart. Bro, it wouldn't surprise me if Quagmire's involved in transfer business. The way how Melissa was talking. And I was like, why is this happening now? I just thought it was an on-field issue. Bro, this is an off-the-field issue as well as on the field. It's crazy.
Everything. Well, every layer is bad at the moment. You've got the ownership, which is inconsistent and we don't know what's going on. You've got the coaching staff, which is disjointed we've ever seen, and we've got the players. There is not one thing we could point to and go, yeah, we're in a good position there. Every single position, every single layer is bad.
Yeah.
It's rotten.
No, there's one thing. We recorded record revenue the other day or whenever it was.
Oh, yeah, the commercialization.
That's it. We got money, but we can't spend it because the owners want to sell and they feel like
they don't want to spend it. There's a difference. We've got the money, we don't want to spend it.
Don't want to spend it.
That in itself is mad. That is mad. Boy, let's help these supers, Matt.
Indeed.
In fact, does Klopp see out the season?
Yeah, he will. I think he will.
I'm going to say yes, and I say the reason he sees out the season is because FSG don't care.
Yeah, bro, 100%. They don't care. And, bro, they're trying to sell the club.
Yeah, and they know having Klopp there adds to the value of the club as well.
Yeah.
Despite the season he's having, it still adds to the value of the club.
And FSG, just quickly as well, are very cunning in terms of like, if they have to get in a minority stakeholder, shareholder, they will do that, but knowingly know that they would want that minority shareholder to become the major shareholder over time. So basically, even if they let in a minor shareholder, they're already plotting their way out, people. They are that ownership. I can't lie to you, bro. They are the ownership that they are hard to get rid of. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it reminds me a little bit of Mike Astley with Newcastle, where he just wouldn't go away. He just wouldn't. Every time they thought he was gone, Mike Ashley was like, I'm here. So, yeah.
Facts. Ash says, they really are Centurions. 100 charges. Bring me all them titles back. I want a separate bus for Stevie G, Colo, and the 13-14 crew. Yeah, I'm down for it still.
I'll be there as well.
Ash says, one of City's fake sponsors was a betting company in Abu Dhabi with no employers and a PO box address where no one works, just blatantly cheating. Facts.
If that's true. That is just
crazy.
Tahir
says, as Mo Chatra said, where is the 70 mil gone from LFC?
Was it a repayments cut? Oh no, that's shown. Yeah, that's shown actually, the repayments, the loans,
that's
isn't it?
Very true. I'd love to know where that 70 mil has gone. Shout out to Pops Pimping Distress says, convenient amnesia, Cal. That's how you sum up Manchester City reaction to all of this and what went on before. It's true. Cal, I think we need to drop the beat for the medal for Stevie G. Should have won, or at least a few seconds silence out of respect for pray for Stevie. I'll bun it. I'll be a bit shameless for a little bit, just for Stevie G and the 13-14 crew.
For real. Big up. Bro, it was only last year Matip done that face, didn't it? When Henderson Remember?
He slapped him on the back of the head.
Nah, something's not right. Stuff.
It's
But
not
that was
right.
only last year.
Basically, that video is from pretty much last year.
That it don't make
Matt
sense.
Bickers, free transfers of KDB and Haaland if titles are not given. It would be fantastic.
That'd be amazing.
Clark Kent says, big up, man, them. I hope Drifty is good. It's my birthday tomorrow. Love and blessings. Well, Clark, when it's your birthday,
Indeed.
you know what we got to do. Happy birthday for
Happy
tomorrow,
birthday,
Clark.
bro.
Even that Jurgen, where's that Jurgen, man? That's
the fist pumping in that, bro.
Missing, man. Shout out to EMJP316 says FSG will have to pay Portsmouth $3 million if Glenn Johnson gets a Premier League winners medal. FSG have left the penalised City WhatsApp group. Yeah, fact. They might, yeah, that's a point. They're gonna have to pay people out, innit? Chris says EPL rules don't let them run to CAS like with UEFA. Very true.
Yeah, that is true. Big up yourself, Chris, bro.
Football Gospel, big up yourself, Football Gospel. FSG take money out. We need owners who will spend. Very true. M Shack says Man City will get away just because of money. I don't think they'll get away with this one.
Yeah, this is the only one, hopefully.
If they get away with this, football
Premier League done
as we know it. Yeah, football in the Premier League might be done as we know it, and we may start after protesting for the Super League. How about that?
Yeah.
Pimping the Stress says prayers for everyone in Turkey and Syria. Indeed, Pimping the Stress.
Prayers.
H says Gomez looked like Sandra Bullock trying to learn football. Yeah, Joey's been going through it, man. He really has.
Joey from the block, you know.
Okay. Teke says, am I wrong to place Joey in the Maguire category? Are we, Matt? Speaking objectively.
Objectively, you're not wrong still. Because you think of the highlights that he was making and look at the high. The thing is, I think Maguire made more howlers, but then that's only because he played more. I think if Gomez, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, yeah, but it's like Gomez forgot who he was. I can't explain it to you, bro. Like he forgot how elite he used to be, or how great he used to be. Let me not say elite, but just how great he was. Like 18, 19, 20. Like he was a great defender. I don't know, man. A lot's going on with Joe Gomez, bro. He needs to not play though. He needs a break.
Yeah, agreed. Nat's got to get a chance somehow, man.
Yeah,
it's got to. H says might as well be called El Kakui FC at this point. Yeah, shout out to Tony Ferguson.
You know.
Yeah, I hear that. Lewis says, what would it take for you to be Klopp out? Whew. Do you want me to go first, Matt?
No, I'll go first.
Thank you.
He said I don't. He goes. If he says I don't want to mind Liverpool no more, I'm sick and tired of this club. That's what I would probably say. Yo, you gotta go, man. Now, do you know, all jokes aside, I think it will be something that says he can't do it anymore. There'll be something that I would pick up. So, they asked him in the last press conference, are you still the man for the job? And he's like, of course I am. If there was any type of thing where he was like, I don't know, you'd have to ask the owners. That's when I'll be like, you know what? Man, he might have to go, bro, because he can't even back himself. If you can't back yourself, how you gonna lead a team? If your leader is broken, how can he lead? So, what about you, Carl?
So for me, I think it would be if we got new owners in and he was still showing favoritism and not selling players and bringing players in that we needed. That would be if we finish in the bottom half of the league, though.
All right, what if we finish 13th this season? And he's like, I don't need midfielders, we need to be pressing from the front. Nah, that's not even serious. That could never happen. If that ever happened,
It could, Matt. It really could. We
but
could
if we
finish
finish
13th.
at no, but no, if he says we don't need new midfielders, I'll be honest. If Klopp,
If Klopp says that, he's got to go. He
he's
has
got
to
to
go.
go. If
It's that
Klopp says
principle.
next season he's keeping faith with the midfield, I'd say he's got to go. Because that's just I don't know what else to say really.
That would be madness. I'll be honest though. It would take a lot for me to be Klopp out.
For real.
Only because I need to see so many other things change first. Alind says Klopp relies on Linders for tactical advice because he's out of ideas. He's a good assistant manager like Buvac. Also, we always burn players out. Gerrard, yeah, we do. Gerrard, this goes on, man. We always have. Only a couple players have got away before they burn out. Players like Alonso and Matt Manaman. Everyone else gets burnt out. My club
They
was burnt
saved
out.
themselves, yeah.
My
Owen
club's
was
burnt out.
Fowler
Robbie
was
Fowler.
burnt out. They were
See
all
it,
burnt out.
Burn out. Sturridge, we burn them out.
Ah, bro.
Everyone gets burned out. Snake Eye says, facts, Matt. I must agree with you. Players don't just lose it overnight. I just wish Klopp is listening or watching. It's so clear the formation needs to change. Stevie Wonder can see that we need change.
Big at yourself in that place.
If Klopp's watching this, he's gonna, and we buck into Klopp. He's not gonna. The way he's moving at the moment, he'd probably try and punch us up.
He probably would.
Probably try and punch us up. Cali Man says, Cal sent you a message on Twitter. Matt, check the picture. Tiago, the man, big up you, man. Big up yourself, Cali Man.
Big up yourself, bro.
Bro.
Big up, man.
Troy M says, Gomez hasn't been the same since the injury at Burnley. Pre and post Burnley injury are different Joeys. I hear that, but Joey's not making mistakes because of athleticism. Joey's making mistakes up here. I think it's a mind thing. I don't think it's an athletics problem. I don't think his legs are gone or anything. We still see him being able to turn on the burners and all that.
Yeah. Do you think he doesn't trust himself? Like, because remember, I can't remember who said it.
I don't think he's got a great footballing IQ. Sorry, Dylan. Do I still respect Klopp? Absolute Klopp. Yeah, I love Klopp. It's why it hurts so much. If this was any other manager, it wouldn't hurt as much as this. It hurts because it's Klopp.
Any other manager, I might have already been like, he's got to go.
If it's any other manager, they're gone.
Be honest.
You think I had this patience with Brendan?
No,
Oh,
none of them.
I wanted Brendan gone halfway through the season after we almost won it. I wanted Brendan gone before the 13-14 season started.
I swear, it's not even the fact of he just won the Prem. It's the fact of Klopp has laid such a foundation for us to be where we are, or where we was, shall I say. And to see it all broke up now, I can't lie to you. I would need to see evidence of new owners and Klopp making the same mistakes. So first of all, player profile. Get the player profile right, bro. In fact, if we get new owners, you need to call Michael Edwards and say, yo, I made a mistake. You better tell them, man, you made a mistake. Or get some new people. Because sometimes you need people that are complete opposite to you. Complete opposite to you.
Facts. I agree. Fully agree with that. Boy, man, I don't know, man. It's smelly at the moment.
Bro, like I said, if I'm being honest, I know our next game is when is it? It's Monday.
Week.
And you know who we're facing?
Everton.
You know who's their manager? He's back.
He is.
Alan Dyche is back, you know.
Alan Dyche might come back still.
Bro.
I thought, bro, I deleted all the pictures and all the stuff I had.
I see the pictures are gone. They're not even there no more.
Come back. And he's close to home now as well.
Yeah,
Hayes says Joey and Matip are just Lizzo and Adele at this point. I don't even know who Lizzo is.
I don't know who Lizzo is.
I'm not being funny. Adele's a G still.
Adele's sick, but
Adele's actually sick.
I think the person's just basically just trying to say like,
okay.
Yeah.
Hate your something else, bro.
Hate, you know.
Hate your something else.
Hey, stop saying these things, bro.
Yeah.
Man can't smile right now. It's not a smiling thing, but I don't know. I don't know, Carl. I'll be honest with you. We got Everton, and I feel like I'll be honest with you. And in fact, I know we'll do when we do the preview. We're talking it. We're talking it. We're talking it. It's just not good. People, I just don't understand. Lizzo's got back, so you lot give me a joke. Man, it will be a draw. I'm not sure if it'll be a draw, people. I generally don't know.
What, with Everton? But I'm not looking forward to that game.
You see, Everton, they'll play. Do you want to know? All right, this is no cap. Everton will play more intensity than us. 100% they will, you know.
Yeah.
You see with Sean Dyche there, new man. You know they got that new manager wave.
But Sean Dyche came in and made them do bleep test straight away.
Bro, they beat
out there
Arsenal.
in shorts.
They beat the league leaders in their first game. Admittedly, you could say, it's their first game or whatever, the buzz aware of. But bro, we know what Sean Dyche is about. You can't take Burnley out of that. Bro, he brought Burnley into Everton with better players.
Exactly. But melanated the midfield. Melanated the midfield, man. Like, bro, he saw it and he looked trying to says, athletes, yeah? We're going to have fun here.
Bro, you see the midfield battle? We don't want to see it. That's what I'm going to say. You don't want to see that midfield battle.
We don't want it.
Tenacity is going to get through the roof.
Real quick.
You know, like that.
We better make the ball do the running.
Because we ain't doing no running. Let me read this one out, Carl.
Yeah.
Mza A says, one trick pony tactics, same S, different toilet, said the same time, bring in Phillips. Never sign a player linked to United. Imagine had we signed Anthony too. We are one trick ponies. I can't lie to you. And it's the same stuff. Nat Phillips should have been in for Joe Gomez. I know. Here's the thing. Ability-wise, you can sit there and say Nat Phillips might not have the same ability as Joe Gomez. But one thing I will say, though, is that just as being a defender, like characteristics-wise, I think Nat Phillips, from a defensive point of view, is better than Joe Gomez. It's just that Gomez has that athleticism that can get him out of situations.
I'm going to be real with you, Matt.
Nat can read the game better as well.
Apart from Nat Phillips' game against Newcastle in the pandemic, where he came off the bench and he literally speared a man. I think it was Callum Wilson. He speared off the pitch.
Yeah.
I can't think of a bad game he's had. Remember that running where we finished top 4? He was clearing shots off the line. He scored a goal in one of the last against Burnley.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
No, he wasn't getting beaten in the air. He wasn't even getting beaten on the ground.
You can't beat Nat Phillips in the air, you know.
No, it's not happening.
And if you do, he normally takes like a knock to the head or something. He's wearing the bandage, and then he turns into Nat Phillips 2.0. Then it's problem.
Yeah, you ain't beating him twice. You might beat him once, so you ain't beating him twice.
Yeah.
And it may even force us to stop playing the high line as well.
Bro, this highlight. Man's playing high line with players that have no confidence.
Yeah. Remember when we were going for the top 4 back in the 2021?
Yeah.
That's when we started winning games and we stopped playing the high line.
Yeah, because we had to concede pitch. Arrogance. We had to say, like, you know what? We got to concede a bit of pitch here. It's nothing bad on us. We just got to concede a bit of pitch. Until that happens, bro. Yeah.
Boy, Matt, hold on. So we missed a super chat from Ash.
Did we miss a super chat?
Let me have a little scroll up. Apologies if we missed your super chat. Ash, I don't think we did, bro.
Ash, just looking now, my bro. Hold on, bear me, bro. I see.
Did we do a ghost one? How about
Fab? No, we haven't. No, we haven't read that one out yet.
How about Fab and Matt? I'll be honest, bro. I don't want to see Fabinho in defense at the moment. Fab can't really touch pitch at the moment. I can't lie.
For real.
He just can't touch pitch.
Yeah, I can't see your super chat, bro. Hasn't come through. Can't see nothing, my G.
Yeah, I don't know if it came through on our system. We did read out one of your super chats, though, Ash.
Yeah. Ash, quickly send it now, quickly. Just normal, quickly, if it.
Right. A few housekeeping before we head off, though, people. Over 1,100 of you have been in this stream for the majority of the stream. Please can we get the likes up to 1,000 before we log off the live? And then if you're watching this after it's gone out live, please do hit the like button as well. Please do that for us. Again, follow us on social media so that you guys will know when we're next going live as well. The schedule's always changing, so follow us there and then you'll get the up-to-date messages, or you can switch on the notification bell and you'll also be notified when videos are going live as well. Sam Max Legend says, who is the alternative then, Cal? Is it? I'm guessing it's regarding Klopp. I don't know.
I really don't know.
I don't know.
I really don't know. Yeah,
I don't know at this point. But that doesn't mean there isn't someone out there who could come in and do a better job than what he's doing right now.
Yeah,
there are people out there. We just don't know.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought Eddie Howe would be doing as good as he's doing at Newcastle? No one knew about Brighton's manager until he came into the league. So I don't think it's impossible to go and get someone better than what Klopp's doing right now. But it might be possible to get a better manager than Klopp. But Klopp's not performing at his optimum right now. So
yeah,
it's a double-edged sword.
No, agreed.
But again, I just want to caveat before this goes viral or someone clips it up. I am Klopp in.
Same. I'm Klopp in.
Klopp in. And for anyone who doubts me, I am not frightened of Jurgen Klopp. I'm not frightened of people who jump in my DMs and say, how can you be Klopp out or this, that, and the other. I am Klopp in. Please don't let me have to keep repeating myself. If I was Klopp out, believe you me, I'd be the first to say it. I am not hiding behind anything. Matt and Drift have not told me I can't be Klopp out if I want to be. We've not told Drifty he can't be Klopp out. We've also not told Matt, me and Drift have not told Matt he can't be Klopp out. If we want to be Klopp out, we'll be Klopp out. But let me tell you something, we're Klopp in. So please, guys, stop asking us that question in the comments, and also stop creating these agendas and narratives. Like, Klopp's my guy, man. If there's anyone I want to turn this around, it is Jurgen Klopp. You know how happy I'd be to sit here in a year's time and be like, remember them man who were Klopp out? Remember them man who try for us in that category?
Exactly, bro.
Our man's about to win the quad. So, yeah, please, guys, please. And I know I've gone back and forth with you guys in the comments. I'm going to be real with you. Anyone who says Klopp out in the comments from now on, you're not even going to get airtime from me at all. Like, I'm not going at you, by the way, Dylan. I know it's all love and banter between us, but yeah, for that, there's a few others. Yeah, man, just leave me and Matt alone, bro.
Trust me, man. Let me breathe. Just let me breathe.
Yeah, because you lot seem to think it's me and Matt versus Drifty on this Klopp thing. We're
all the same. Yeah,
we're the new day still. We're the new day. Like,
Trust,
we're good.
bro.
We're good there, yeah.
Trust.
Boy. So, people, please make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. We are on the road to 30k as well, so please subscribe. Snake Eye says, Callum, I will help you. People, Callum is Klopp in. It's Callum, not Callum. That's such a Jamaican way of saying it.
Yeah, Callum.
Such a Jamaican way of saying it. But no, people, nothing but love and blessings to you all. We will be back at some point this week, so make sure you switch on the notification bell. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Until we see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed. We are Kopish and we're out, people. Take care.
Love, people. We out.
Yeah.